What's up, you guys? It's your girl Liz, and happy New Year! Welcome to 2024. I hope you guys had a fantastic time with loved ones and family, and you're all safe and happy and not sick. And if you're sick, I hope you get well soon. But today I'm here with a really different sort of video. I'm getting a little personal in this video, and I want to express how my 2023 was in terms of content creation and growing as a creative, and where life was for me in 2023 and where I'm hoping for it to go in 2024. And I also do want to talk about my top 10 games, so it's going to be like a, this is your Liz and this is what your Liz thinks about gaming in 2023 type video. So 2023 for me was a very intense and fantastical year. When it comes to my personal life. Obviously, I'm from Australia and I've been waiting on getting my green card for 3 years, and I finally got it in like March last year. So then I had to, grind and work and make some money because I had a lot of catching up to do, and that left me in the cosplay side of things very non-existent. Like, I have not been able to even think about a project because inflation, priorities, and life literally in 2023 said, you Liz, you're in the backseat, I'm driving, and I'm just like, this sucks, but all right. And it really hurt me in so many ways because I felt like, oh my god, the people who are here for me and my cosplays are probably not interested anymore because I haven't been producing any content, I haven't been making any cosplays, because this stuff gets expensive, and then I feel really ashamed of asking for donations because yes, I'm working, but it's hard for everyone out there, and it's kind of embarrassing for me at this point to ask. So I've just been more to myself, and I have to get my life sorted, and I still don't drive because I just have to catch up on a lot of things, and that's something that I'm also really looking forward to, because when I lived in Australia, I lived in Melbourne, and I had public transport literally everywhere, trains, trams, buses, you name it. I never really needed to drive. It's kind of like that New York lifestyle, and yeah, so I never really drove back at home, and it's just really cool to know that I get to live that excitement this year in Florida, where I desperately need a car because everything is so far out. But in saying that, I've been very harsh on myself mentally, and I've felt really useless in my creative side of things, and I'm obviously very evil to myself, as we all are. We're our worst critic, and I just felt like I was just going on a downhill slope. But I do want to apologize that I haven't been on it with my cosplay side of things, but I did, make a lot more YouTube videos last year, and I did more streaming last year, and I'm just hoping to really up and amp everything that I'm doing. But yeah, so enough about that. I'm here now, 2024, I'm about to go crazy, and I'm really excited to get creative again and collaborate, because there are a lot of things that I'm unable to mention at this point in time, which is very exciting and emotional because it's been super hard, and I'm not going to get emotional in this video, so it's cool. It's really, really cool. With YouTube, I don't really pay attention to the algorithms and all that kind of stuff because I don't really understand it as much as I need to and as much as I should, just because I just want to put stuff out there and just, I don't know, I enjoy making videos, and they're out there for people who like them, and if you don't like them, then you're not going to see them, and that's okay. If you guys do have any ideas of things that you'd like for me to produce on YouTube, I'm so open to any idea and any suggestion and any advice, I guess, that you guys want to see from me, because on my TikTok and on my Instagram, I'm pretty rowdy. It's just YouTube is where I need to, get my stuff straight. So, moving on from all that side of things, I'm not going to get too deep into it because I don't want to bore you. Let's talk about gaming in 2023. Bruh, let me tell you, us gamers 8 in 2023, we have been so spoiled with the amount of games that came out last year, and they were all pretty bloody phenomenal, if you ask me. And there was just a lot to choose from, and it was just so consistent. Like, I feel like 2024 is going to be the year of catching up with games, because it's just like that break year, and I think 2023 really helped, not make this year as boring with gaming, because a lot of the new stuff is coming out in 2025. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Black Myth Wukong. That's one of my most anticipated games for the year. Hopefully Phantom Blade Zero as well. But yeah, so in terms of, from a consumer perspective, gaming was absolute fire. But, in the industry and with everything that happened with like the layoffs and the hackings and just, where the real people matter in the industry that bring us all of these experiences and stuff, it wasn't the best, and I just wish that it gets better from here on out. It hurt to hear about it, it sucked, and it was just so sad to see what happened to all these hardworking people, and it just wasn't fair, and I hope that everyone gets what they deserve, and that's good and bad. And we even had E3 officially dying last year, which was so sad. Like, it's been an ultimate dream of mine to go to an E3, but now it's never going to happen again. So that hurt. And the most awkward game awards of all time, like, it was definitely a strange one for gaming, but a luscious one. So, moving on, I wanted to talk about my top 10 games of 2023 and just like a little bit about why I liked them and why I thought they were really cool. There was a lot of games that I started that I was not able to finish just because work and priorities and, whatever the game was, what I was more interested at that point in time. Starting at number 10, we have Diablo 4. I really enjoyed Diablo. I thought it was a nice little relaxing game that I could play with friends and my partner, or just by myself. It was kind of like a mindless little fun game with dope things and so enhanced graphically, and I guess I just really enjoyed a different style dungeon crawler, top down chill game. I don't always want to dive into story, even though there is a lot of story in Diablo, but it's not as demanding at least to my attention span. But yeah, I really enjoyed Diablo 4, so that's my number 10. At number 9, I have Remnant / Lords of the Fallen. I liked them both equally. I just couldn't choose between the two. Like, genuinely, I don't know which one I like more because they both gave me something different. So I put them together because they are pretty much the exact same style of game, like a Souls-like, except one was with guns and one's not so much. So I thought they were both brilliant. Obviously, I'm a Soulsborne freak. I live for that. Like, I love it. Anything Soulsborne inspired is something that I will always gravitate towards. Remnant 2 was really cool with the shooting. It was like a nice little twist of, what I really liked. And then some enemy designs were super dope. And boss fights were also very, very memorable, especially that cube prick. And Lords of the Fallen is just so creative, like switching between the spiritual realm and the normal realm that you're in, and the weapons were super dope. Boss fights, again, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's a little easier than your average Souls-like, but super dope. At number 8, we have Bramble the Mountain King. When it comes to anything like Inside, Limbo, Dark, Little Nightmares, any dark, twisted, weird game that I can play, I'm going to play it, especially if it's dark. And Bramble really impressed me. It was so linear, and it was like a really cool storybook, puzzle base. It was just something that I really enjoyed, and something that I will always enjoy because I like making time for games like that because they're just little hidden gems, and it was definitely a hidden gem for me. It was so uncomfortable at times. It was very dark, obviously why I like it. But yeah, awesome boss fights as well. Just a really cool easy twist of game. At number 7, I'm gonna give it to Resident Evil 4 Remake. I am very impressed with the remake. Again, I have experienced this game multiple times before. I've played it in VR on the Oculus before it was available on PlayStation 5. So I still respect how graphically impressive it is and how they changed some of the things as well. And, Ada Wong and playing from a really unique perspective is super dope as well with the DLC. Absolutely respected it and enjoyed it and will always enjoy a remake from Resident Evil. I want 5 next. I think 5 co-op will be absolutely amazing. And if they just make 6 from the ground up with everyone's different story, but more purposeful, that would be a dream, of course, as well. Following Resident Evil 4 Remake comes the remake of Dead Space. I love Isaac. The Dead Space remake was so impressive. It was like 1, 2, and 3 stuck together and then some. The sound engineering in that game was so uncomfortable for me, which is another reason why I super respected it. Graphically, it was amazing. It was just the remake for me. Resident Evil is great, but Dead Space for me was greater. And just the fact that they changed some of the levels and added a few extra things. I mean, yeah, they did with Resident Evil as well-ish, but for me, Dead Space just cut the cake. Isaac was absolutely amazing. Just how creepy it was very respectable, and that's why I enjoyed Dead Space Remake so much. Now we are at top 5. At number 5, I have Mortal Kombat 1. Need I say more? No. The story was to die for. Graphically, it's the best looking fighting game this year. 2023. Gotta get used to writing and saying 24. But yeah, to me, Mortal Kombat, being biased is always gonna happen, but that aside, it's just graphically and better than every other fighting game that came out. Like, yeah, Street Fighter's great, but it's more like cell shaded, so it's not as realistic. And I feel like different effort and more effort kind of goes into making a game that looks like Mortal Kombat, right? Which is no hate, and I'm not knocking anyone. I still respect that. I still love Street Fighter and I have played it. But yes, Mortal Kombat for me all the way. Character designs just very beautiful, and Invasions is also cool. It gets old quite quick, but it's no game is perfect. At number 4, I have Blasphemous 2. My God, this game, bro, like, I was smiling from ear to ear. I was impressed through and through. The soundtrack of this game, the 8-bit style, don't let that deceive you. It is gritty and dark and dope and just everything that I would ever want in a game and then some, because I didn't actually realize that I would enjoy that. My brother kept bragging to me, you gotta play Blasphemous 2, you gotta play Blasphemous 2. I'm like, yeah, alright, bro. I looked at the case of the game, and then I looked at the art style, and I'm like, do I really want to play a game like this? Hell yes, I did. And it was super life-changing for me because, it's the indie games, man. It's the small little studios, those hidden gems. Just like Bramble, another one. Blasphemous 2 is something I would recommend to every single Souls game fan. Please. And the soundtrack, you're gonna be mesmerized. You can switch between 3 weapons, and every weapon has its own little perk for you to get to certain places. It's just such a spunky, funky game, and dark and twisted and absolutely uncomfortable with the NPC designs. It's just something that you can appreciate for sure if you're into that kind of stuff. At number 3, I have Hogwarts Legacy. I am not a Harry Potter fan. I've never been a Harry Potter fan. I'm still not a Harry Potter fan. I like it, but I'm not going to sit here and say I am a fan. And I watched all of the movies leading up to the release of Hogwarts Legacy because the game looked so good and it was just super different to what I've seen before. So I'm like, okay, let me prep it up for Hogwarts Legacy, and let me tell you, obviously, in my perspective and my experience, Hogwarts Legacy was one of the best. Obviously, with the Game Awards, them acting like it didn't exist was, you know, like the biggest elephant in the room, that like it gave Hogwarts Legacy more power, in my opinion. I understand all of the whatever stuff that I don't really care about because it's not me. Everyone has a right to their opinion, regardless how you feel about it or how bad or disrespectful it is. People are going to do it anyway. Just because someone's famous, it just makes it more intense than it actually is, because a lot of people really do that. So, you know, you'll be all right. Just walk the other way. But besides all of that, it's a game that I've never experienced before, and the amount of detail in this game to me is unmatched. I've never seen or played a game that's made me feel like the world is actually alive. Like, I was so interested to see what was happening in the background in the school, then, you know, all these frames moving and pictures moving and, you know, the candles flying around everywhere and ghosts just free roaming. Like, it was just ridiculous to me, the amount of attention to detail that they've put in this game, and you can't ignore it. Like, you just can't. But yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought the combat in Hogwarts Legacy was absolutely to die for. It was very enjoyable and very well done, honestly. Even from the customization and my own room and crafting and catching creatures like Newt Scamander, just all of it. Yeah, there could have been more enemy variety, which is my only complaint about that game. But if that's the only problem that I have with it, I think the game is doing pretty good. A lot of really good games have the same enemies except with different elements, which is like, it's kind of lazy, but, you know, you can't have everything. But Hogwarts Legacy gave you a lot. So, that's that. At number 2, I have Final Fantasy 16. One of the best stories I've experienced this year. I adore Clive and Torgal and everyone in that game, especially Cid. Oh my god, like the voice of Cid was just story-wise, absolutely phenomenal, very unforgettable experience. I felt like a god. I felt so powerful as Clive. Like, I felt more powerful and more like a god than I did playing Ragnarok compared to how Clive made me feel controlling him. You know, love Kratos, love Ragnarok, great game. But, you know, like, I just felt like I can't be messed with. And being able to feel that over and over and changing your fighting style with the different Titan powers that you consume is just so dope and very beautiful, to say the least. Enemy designs, stunning, fantastic. Just, again, just a very unforgettable experience for me, and it really made 2023 special to me. At number 1, we have Alan Wake 2. I just shake my head because I'm speechless. I'm thinking about my experience right now, and I'm just so grateful that people take their time and make masterpieces. Alan Wake 2 made me a super fan in the sense where I love being a detective. I actually read stuff. I actually wanted to know more, and I'm extremely lazy. I'm one of those people who play games that just skip because I don't give a shit. Like, if it's not an actual proper cutscene, unless it depends on the game, obviously. Like, if it's a Dark Souls NPC, then I listen to everything they're saying. But I am super impatient. But Alan Wake helped me grow patience, and I took my time, and I enjoyed it, and I explored it, and I loved it. And switching in between Saga and Alan was absolutely phenomenal. Just the way that the enemies were, and the souls coming to life, and the lights, just everything about Alan Wake. It got nominated for Game of the Year for a reason. And the reason is because it's absolutely fantastic, and you will never play a game like it. And that's what I love. With the acting and the gameplay kind of like intertwining was just sexy. It was amazing. amazing. It was a fantastic soundtrack. Again, another fantastic soundtrack. I am a massive fan of the old Gods of Asgard. I love them. I love their music, especially that one level where you're like in the theater and you have to kill these enemies, but then the whole concert's happening behind you on like LED screens, like a cinema, was just so intense. I'm like, just shut up! Like, I'm flustered with all these enemies, but this music is fantastic and I don't want to hear it. I need to concentrate. But it was just so full of everything. It was so full of everything. Like, I'm feeling uncomfortable, but I'm enjoying this music. Like, I don't know where I stand with this game. But yes, Alan Wake 2 is definitely something that I will never forget and that I will always appreciate. And in fact, I will go and play New Game Plus. Like, I'm definitely very interested, and I want to go back and collect all the stuff because there are a few things that I missed. But Alan Wake 2. Jedi Survivor, Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder, Avatar Frontiers. I respect Baldur's Gate 3, even though I'll never play a game like it. I'm just not interested. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I am really excited for 2024, and I'll be sharing a lot more cosplay stuff with you. I'll be making a lot more videos. Again, if you have any ideas on things that you think you would like to see from me or you think I would be good at, I'm very open to ideas and suggestions. And I do want to thank you guys for being so supportive and for watching my videos, and I hope to make more videos that are interesting for you to see from me. I just want to grow. I want to be better. I want to look better. I want to craft better. I want to social media influencer better. I just want to be better. And I feel like 2023 kind of held me back a little bit, but I'm ready to kick 2024 in the butt. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.